and Dragons.
Hmm.
N1. I don't know what N1 means. It just says N1 in the corner. Maybe that's a printing thing, not a. No, it says
module or TSR module.
Dungeon module. And
Cool.
In here. I have a plant that's supposed to be eating these things.
A what?
I have a plant that's supposed to be eating these things.
Oh.
There's a little bug flying around.
Oh,
yeah.
oh, I got it.
It's a sundew.
Mhm.
Like the ones with the little sticky pads.
Yep.
Kind of horrific.
And its name is Jeb the Bush is also right.
Yeah.
Okay. In memoriam.
I should have kept track of how many of my player characters have died, because I don't know. That would have been a fun thing to keep track of. I mean, I could sit down and try and take notes of them all, and that would probably work eventually. Eventually I'd remember them all, but I don't know. It's also tough to know which ones to count.
Yeah. I don't think any of my Dungeon World characters died. Sean was pretty nice the whole time.
Was I?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, nobody died. I don't think. Your fighter there got his arm replaced by a mechanical arm, but I think that was the extent of his life-threatening injuries.
No.
Hey.
What was it? It was the. Oh gosh, what was his name? Actually, did die.
Are you thinking of a Dungeon World character? Because I know a couple of your D&D characters that died.
Yeah, no, the Dungeon World character. What was his name? The Thief. Totally died.
This was before my time.
Yeah.
And he had a disembodied leg that wandered the countryside, beating a leg.
We're talking characters of ours that have died.
Fun. I don't think I've had one that's died yet. Oh, actually, no, I did in in an AD&D game.
Oh, do you feel like that?
Like,
Because we were also talking about how it's kind of hard to tell which ones to count. Because sometimes there's a one shot that from the beginning felt very. Because we did a one shot in New York.
Oh right, yeah.
That your character died. I'm not sure I really count that as a DM, but if you count that as a player, then that counts.
Yeah, I think
I don't count that as a total party kill for me on my record.
Yeah. I've had 2 one-shots where my character died, but not like a real game.
Yeah. So right, do you know what you're getting for level 3? You're not level 3 yet, but apparently at the end of last game, I said that you could level up next time you got a short rest. Which I was thinking when are you guys gonna get to level 3? I feel like next short rest you should probably get there, and I was gonna say that, but I said it last time, so that's good.
I do not know what I have to do for level 3.
Well, you've already got your druid circle.
Can someone just give me a quick rundown of what happened last session?
Nope. I did write a recap in the. Let me see where it is.
Yeah, I read that a while ago. I can scroll up and find it again.
Ooh. Have I scrolled past it, or is it that far up? I definitely scrolled past it. No, I'm not giving you a recap because your character was unconscious for almost everything that happened after you left. So
Cool.
I think it makes sense just for you to have to deal with it in game. Oh, right, I gave you a recap of the things that happened before you.
Oh yeah, the last one was when I hurt my hand. That was like a month ago.
Right. Yeah, and I think we're going to stop using the injuries for now.
Oh right, yeah, I think you told me that.
Yeah. Where is this? Here it is. Does this work? Did I do this right? Yes, I did.
Okay.
I'm sure there was an easier way to do that. Yeah, we were celebrating with Jeb and the kobolds.
Right, okay.
Naidaadi verse told you about the dragon Calcrix. Yeah. You started climbing down. Climbing down the pit.
Okay. That's good. I also didn't entirely remember the last session that I was a part of, but that was a good refresher for that too.
Right. Yeah. I'll send a little picture of the map. So you remember. Might also help.
I assume that you were controlling my character or something. Did you like
Yeah.
do the stuff to my sheet? Like it looks like I have 6 hit points. Is that correct?
Yeah. You did take a lot of damage, which is
Well, my maximum
related
is only 12, so
related to why you're unconscious. I think the last thing that happened last session was you got healed and then woke up, and then we ended. So perfect. Here's just a pic of just to if this helps refresh your memory at all. That's the pit you climbed down.
right. Yeah, we knocked somebody down it too.
Yeah, Dern, I think.
Yeah.
The hobgoblin. I mean, there were other hobgoblins, but he was the hobgoblin.
I think I still have I can still see Oolon's character.
Right,
I think I was probably controlling him a little bit right after,
think
but
that's
then
correct.
was unconscious. So.
Yeah. Yeah, all players could see Oolon.
Oh, okay.
If I changed that.
You guys know that Wikidot is down?
Oh, that's too bad. That was one of the ones I used.
I've never played a caster that has access to all the spells they could potentially.
Oh wow! You never played a paladin, a cleric, a druid?
No, and I'm curious how you choose, or do you just pick a couple favorites and never swap them out?
Yeah, basically that. There's probably a better way to do it. I did swap, I think, something before because I realized that I wasn't going to use it ever.
Right.
I guess honestly, I guess that is kind of how I've played them. I know I've swapped out things occasionally, but yeah, I do mostly stick with my favorites.
Right, okay. I have to figure out some new spells for level 3.
Right. Yeah, I think it looks like that's all you get.
Session with like a short rest. Should I be doing this now, or is it just like something to think about?
Just prepare. You haven't gotten a rest yet.
Okay.
You've gotten a few minutes rest, but it's. Whoa! A huge dragonfly just bumped into my window. On the outside, not in here. Yeah, what if the bug I was swatting at this whole time was a giant dragonfly?
Let me look up the stat sheet for giant dragonfly.
Oh.
If it exists, that'd be cool. I don't know if it exists though.
Yeah, I looked up Sundew. There's a Pathfinder Sundew. It's apparently a classic.
That's fun.
Cool.
How was dinner?
Pretty good.
I sent you a
birthday dinner.
Yeah, kind of.
Happy birthday.
Thank you. You sent me something.
I sent you a kobold. Do you like it?
Yeah, I do like it.
Okay. That's. I'll put it on your sheet.
Have we discussed what happened last time?
No, and I don't think, unless you need a refresher, because Alex's character was unconscious for most of it. So.
The universe gave me a wonderful birthday present, which is this little beast that I found.
Whoa!
I found while I was walking today.
It looks like a rust
Yeah.
monster, like a D&D
A
rust
what
monster.
Yep.
Well, okay. There you go. We should fight one today because I have it.
No. Oh. No.
I don't think I've ever used a rust monster against the players, but I think Manny and Alex might remember this. There was an abandoned mine that was infested with rust monsters, and they didn't bother the players. The players didn't bother them, and nobody bothered them. But they were just crawling on everything, and eating all the leftover structures and stuff.
You're right. It does look like that. I wonder what this is supposed to be.
Maybe a rust monster.
I mean, maybe, but what a coincidence that would be.
Yeah. All right. So the immediate last thing that happened was you guys followed. You got to the bottom of this pit. Malthar fought a couple skeletons, or a skeleton and a couple of these stick monsters. These like moving bushes without any leaves that produced like a low rattling sound and seemed to communicate with each other. They dragged Oolon's body into this room, and you gathered everyone and followed. The last thing that happened was you killed the skeleton and cured Oolon. You also are aware.
I'm not on a map or anything.
Oh, right. I always forget that. Here you go. You followed Oolon's body into this long hallway filled with tables, herbs. It smells very strongly of herbs and vinegar and decay. Slight bit of like formaldehyde kind of chemically smell. There's vials. There's herbs hanging up. There's weird alchemical instruments that most of you probably don't recognize unless you're proficient. Sitting on the tables. I got it. I got the book. Hold on, I'll maybe be right back.
Proficient in what?
Yeah, if you're proficient in alchemy, herbalism, or poisoner's kit, you might recognize certain instruments on the tables, but or the use of certain like herbs and stuff. You also heard goblins and saw goblins in these doors. It seems like a lot of them, but they're at the moment.
Did I understand what they were saying?
Oh, you speak Goblin? I forgot about that. We can get to that. I don't think you would have heard anything yet. you just hear that they're speaking very quietly, and they all close the doors. Some of them peek the doors back open to look out, but they're not interacting with you yet. The last thing that happened was Oolon came back to consciousness. What do you like to do? What would you like to do?
Am I like hurt? Like,
I believe you are. Yeah, you feel hurt. Your back and your legs hurt in a way that you don't remember. You lean up. Naidaadi has just given you a healing potion, I think.
That's right, yeah.
And there's a skeleton right behind you. It's dead though.
a dead one? Okay.
A dead one. Well, I mean, a collapsed a pile of bones with clothes around it.
You okay? Anything hurt?
Yeah. Is this my accurate hit points? 6.
I think they are, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because you had like 0, and then they bumped you up.
I'm doing okay. I can't remember if I explained this before. I think I just talked to Ian about it. That I have good berries.
Yes, you do. I remember you said you gave someone.
Oh,
Yeah,
so
you gave
4 of those left.
Okay.
I don't know if anyone else is hurt. If
Malthar is looking very shaky over in the corner. Malthar actually stole one of your good berries to get himself a little bit on his feet.
Okay.
Right, so you have 3 good berries.
I have full health.
I'm most certainly not, but
yeah, you see Naidaadi, you see Malthar looking really rough in the corner. You got 3 kobolds with you, and then you hear like noises around. You don't know where you are. You've not been in this room before.
Okay. So what happened, guys?
well, you do already know that we kind of teamed up with the kobolds, and I think.
Hi, I'm Jeb. Nice to meet you. I'm Jeb. I'm so sorry for your loss.
For my loss?
Do you want to tell him what he's seeing right now?
Yeah, he's seeing a kobold talking to one of the kobolds. You've met this kobold. It's one of the ones that stayed behind to help Jeb. The other Jeb, apparently.
So this kobold is Jeb.
Yeah, my name's Jeb. Small world.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't see.
And I'm so sorry for your loss.
We lost a Jeb, but we gained a Jeb. So.
All right.
Way to break it to him easy, yeah.
This Jeb is, I assume, not Jeb Bush. This is...
No.
No, unfortunately, he didn't make it.
But Jeb, previous Jeb, helped to take down the dragon, so it was a worthy death.
He was a really great and awesome dude, and he was super cool and awesome, and I'm allowed to say that because I'm not him, so it's not, But my name's also Jeb.
The other kobolds behind you are like, he was really cool. He was great. I loved Jeb.
Oolon, if you remember, we were climbing down the pit, down the vines, and I was ahead of you further down, and you started to slip. So I tried to grab you, but both of us together kind of tore me from the wall as well, and we landed and crunched at the bottom. It was quite horrific, but we found you again. There's
I think that
noises.
that skeleton was trying to drag you off to somewhere unknown. But
we're very sorry for your loss. Jeb was really cool. He killed a dragon.
He killed the dragon.
Yeah, I saw it through the door. Just barely. There was a lot going on.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive.
Yeah, so I saw everything through his eyes because we're one soul, two bodies.
Also, I think you were the one that like tried to save him at the last minute, but you were the one that made it out of the wreckage instead of
so
the other
basically Jeb, other Jeb. Oh, I'm getting a phone call. Wait a sec. Sorry.
Phone? What's that?
Call? What's that?
you. Let me think.
Malthar will limp over and say that he would really, really like to get some form of a rest if we can find a safe place. Are these goblins actually doing anything, or are they just like...
They're watching... Well, so like this door's shut.
Yeah.
This door is shut. This door has very recently shut. This one was always open a crack, and there were goblins looking through. It's open a little wider now, and there's a goblin like kind of peeking out the door. This is the only one that's like poked its head out the door at all, and has clearly heard some of the things you're saying.
Malthar will back up and press a hand against this top door here and creak it open a little bit to see if there's anybody in this room up north.
You go towards that door, and this kobold goblin down here goes, excuse me.
Excuse me. Hello. Are you, we don't mean you any trouble, please. Are you here? Why are you here?
What are you doing?
Did you say that in common?
Yes, in common. As soon as you like started walking towards this door, he stepped forward. Actually.
Okay. Well, at the moment, we're looking for a place to rest for a while.
Oh, I don't think you want to be down here. It's not very safe.
Is it safe for you?
We make our, we do our best. We take care of each other. We're fine down here for now. But we have arrangements.
With the skeletons?
I suppose. Are you the adventuring sort? You seem...
He's like looking around at your equipment and stuff, and he looks over here and he sees the kobolds, and his face drops a little bit.
I was just turning to look over at them also. And
Just trying to what?
I was looking at them also, kind of wondering when he would notice.
Yeah, he's a slightly shorter than average goblin, like an adult, with a leather apron on, and these like magnifying like glasses on his forehead that he's not wearing on his eyes right now. And you can see a couple other goblins back in this room who are huddling kind of back a bit and are clearly like, what are you doing, man? Don't talk to them. And yeah, when he sees the kobolds are here, his face... what's everyone's passive insight? I think Malthar has pretty good. Malthar's is the best, right?
Possibly 15.
15, yeah. With your 15 and you're talking to him, you can immediately tell what's happening here is that, like, he saw that you were, like, humans and elves and stuff, and, like, you were clearly not from this area. You were, like, adventurers, you're grave robbers or something. So he was like, I better talk to them. I can probably reason with them, talk them down. He sees the kobolds, who have been a menace to them for a long time. And you're seeing his face drop because he's like, oh fuck, you know. He's thinking about shifting tactics. What would you like to do?
Malthar will say that we have been tasked with working with the kobolds and pushing the goblins from the top floor. But we don't technically have any quarrels on this floor. So.
Oh, I see. And you've accomplished that?
Yes, that's why we are down here. Yep.
I see. Well, if you're here to, I promise you, we don't pose any threat down here. You've dispatched our warriors. We only want to do our jobs and survive. And if you need anything, please take it and go. We don't. We don't need any more bloodshed down here.
No danger down here, except to us.
He backs his way into the room a little bit. The other two kobolds, like, muscle up beside you, and you can tell that, like, especially Grippo over here is ready to go. They're not even really listening. Yeah, they say yeah again.
Down here. Physical danger. Sometimes.
Mr. Goblin, do you have a name?
Yes.
He steps out a bit. You can see he's like, he actually completely steps out this time and closes this door behind him. And with your insight, you can tell he's like, his legs are kind of shaking at this point, but he's like fully stepping out into the hallway. I'll say, my name is Bilbo. I'm an alchemist. Herbalist. I have several talents. I work down here with Belek, the outcast, as he calls himself. We just tend to his laboratory and really, I'm sure we're of no interest to you. We have nothing of value.
Malthar will take out a couple silver pieces and make them like dance on his fingers for a little bit, and will offer them out to Tobo and ask if there's a room which we could just stay in for a while and get a rest in.
Make a persuasion check.
Sure.
With advantage, just because nobody else has been outwardly hostile except for the kobolds over here, but there's a separation between you two. With a 13, I think that's enough that like you see his shoulders relax a little bit, and he takes another step closer to you. and lowers his voice just a little bit. You can see he's a little more relaxed. And he's like, yes, we can clear a room to stay in that. That'll be just fine. Are you? He like very like barely moves his hand at all. He's almost like angling his body so that his hand isn't visible from this direction, and he kind of points over to the kobolds. Are you?
I'm going to go ahead and step around to his other side and kind of block him in. Sort of yeah.
Okay,
they'll answer to me. Well, most of them anyway.
Very good. You're all welcome. You're all welcome. And once again, we are just happy to have you. Please, over this way. He's going to come up here and just a moment, please. He'll step into this room and start speaking in Goblin.
What are they saying?
You're gonna have to come a little closer to hear that, because they're pretty far away.
How about this close?
No. They're talking pretty quietly. You'll have to come over like here.
Okay, I'll come over there.
He's saying like we have to move to the other room. I think we can make it through this. Just please trust me. Don't do anything weird. And the others are like, what's happening? And he says, I think they're just adventurers, but they have kobolds with them. And one of them says, what about Grenell? And there's a moment of silence, and he says, I think Grenell is gone. And they say, what about Dern? And he doesn't say anything, but he says, just come. And then he comes out first, and he pauses and does like a weird, awkward kind of bow, because he's just alarmed to have everybody in front of him. And he'll like edge this way, and the other goblins will follow him. They look like they're walking to their deaths. They look completely defeated and terrified. And he's going to shuffle them into this room. This room will be safe. For now, for a while. Please, he gestures into the room. Is there anything that you need? Anything? We have wine. He just to Malthar, he's going to quietly say, we have trade. Possibly. If you want trade, come and see me in this room over here. But for now, please, any food or drink that you need, I'll bring it to you. It's not safe in the hall. Sometimes they come and check in on things, and you don't want to be here when that happens. But if we leave this door closed, I'm sure they won't check on this room. It's only storage.
Okay. Thank you.
I kind of muscle in and lean down and like, who are they and what are they checking for?
Oh, they just check to make sure that things are running properly. It's hard to explain. There's a lot going on.
They? Who are they? Your superiors?
More or less. The ones who... Please, can we go inside?
Now, Daddy, I'm sure if we keep the door open a crack, we'll eventually see who they are. Let's not antagonize our nice host here. Malthar will step in.
Right, I didn't reveal the roof. It's a storage room. There's shelves on the walls that you can't see here that have a lot of jars of things. Small animals and samples of different plants. Rupert and Griepo will follow you. Griepo comes up behind you, Jeb, and whispers in your ear,
Are we really going to stay here with these goblins?
I'm gonna whisper back, like, I don't know, let's just see what happens. Stay ready for anything.
I trust you, Jeb.
Can I tell the difference between the kobolds?
Yeah. You've been with them for a while. They're a little different sizes. I mean, it would be a little difficult if they were all like wearing the same clothes. But there's only 3 of
What
them.
are you
You can
talking
easily
about?
tell.
I'm obviously Jeb.
You all look.
What do you mean you don't know who? Whoa.
Okay.
Jesus.
Hey, that's an insane thing to say. What's...
I mean, Robert has like a bunch of ropes and stuff on him that he's wearing, like all coiled up, and he's got
I have like a lot of Jebs on me.
He's got like a bear trap on his back. It's a bear trap that's like currently set, which is very dangerous.
So if somebody taps him on the back.
Yeah, don't pat him on the back. And Griepo has kind of like a hood over his head. He's got a big scar on his eye, and he's got like 6 knives on his person, sort of stowed away.
Could we get like a nameplate on the kobold that is actually Jeb, though, just so we can...
Yeah, he does, but like not everyone can see it. How do I make everyone see the
there's
nameplate?
I think there's an option under like the token setting somewhere that toggles it so that everybody can see it.
You could also just like put an effect on him so we know.
Oh yeah,
That's true.
like a dot. Yeah.
Yeah. See? Does this change anything? No.
There's Jeb.
Oh, you see it? Okay, good. That works. I'll put the nameplates on the others too.
There.
Oh, and I forgot to. Oh, well, I'll make this easier because I actually, I settled on we settled on a picture, but then I forgot to actually put it on.
Oh my god.
Ah! Oh my god.
I'm getting larger. What's happening to me?
What's a kobold's speed? Is it 25? Or are they really fast? Is it 30? It's 30! They're fast. And your armor class is 14. C. Set it to Geo. Where's Joe? Oh my god.
Right here.
Two jabs. Cool.
There we go. Roper in general has been just sort of following behind Jeb. They seem close. Griepo has been, his face has mostly been covered in a hood, and he sort of skulks in the back.
A bit like you, Malthar. Skulking in the back.
Yes. But I'm stayed alive so far. The tumble down the tunnel took a toll on me.
Yeah, did I fall on top of you?
I believe you did, yes.
Yeah, that must have been pretty unpleasant.
Yep. My head was aching for quite some time after that.
Which was like 10 minutes ago. So.
It's feeling a little bit.
All right, yeah. So Pilbo will show you in. I'll go get. Are you going to? Do you want? He sees that you have like bedrolls and stuff, and anything you would like, please. Food, wine.
Yeah, both of those things would be cool.
Okay.
Wine laced with health potion.
Does anyone know how to check food line for poison?
There's a spell for it. If anyone has a poisoner's kit, it's very easy.
Drink it if you die.
I'm proficient in survival. I don't know if that would count.
I'm proficient with an herbalism kit. I don't know if that's close enough.
So yeah, he'll bring some dried meat and these like little bread roll things that are pretty dry and hard. They're like a kind of trail ration. It seems like they have food stored down here that keeps a while. And he'll hand it out, and he has little cups of goblin wine, which no, that was the other group that had goblin wine before you get down here. Yeah, he's got little cups of goblin wine, which is a little vinegary, a little bit like brandy, kind of. It's more of a liquor. It's very strong. He suggests that you water it down a little bit. That's what he does.
Yeah.
And he'll look at Malthar again and rub his little fingers together just to remind you that he has trade if you're interested.
Oh yeah.
And then he'll leave you alone again.
Did you pay him, Malthar?
I gave
him some silver. Yeah.
Yeah.
You already did pay him for that.
Yeah, and he happily took that for your room. And then protection potentially. You know, not like he's gonna fight for you. But. What would you like to do? You can, if you're doing a short rest, you don't necessarily have to be sitting down the whole time. Just like don't get in a fight or do anything crazy.
Malthar is gonna settle down in this little corner here and just like pass out. He is exhausted.
All right.
Wake me up if the goblins start storming the place. I'm gonna sleep.
All right. Yeah, and nobody. If you all just want to do a short rest and skip ahead, that's also.
Yeah.
All
I'm
right.
also at full health, so I can just watch the whole
time. Yeah. During the rest, it's pretty quiet out here for a while. Eventually, the goblins start moving around again, Some of them come back out here and either continue working on whatever they were working on, or gather up their stuff and move it back into their into where they have a little bit more privacy. They dispose of the skeleton here. They drag it away to somewhere where you don't see. Well, actually, if someone's peeking, if someone's trying to watch out the door, you can make a perception check if you'd like.
I'll make a perception check. Because I think I would be watching.
I am going to pass out.
9.
9. They drag the skeleton in this direction, but you don't see after that. I mean, I guess drag. They gather up the bones and the cloth. Grippo rifles through a bunch of the jars up here and finds one of them and goes,
"Oh baby, this is the stuff."
And he like cracks it open, and it's a very small vial of like pure black stuff. He opened it and smelled it, and that's when he recognized it. And he doesn't say anything else, but he like pours it out into like little dots on this table over here, and starts rolling a couple of his arrows in it.
Do I know what it is?
You do not.
Can I check what it is?
Yeah, make a nature check.
Oh, I am not very okay.
Oh.
No, no clue. Roper just
the highest I can roll and the lowest I can roll. Off to a good start, I think.
Roper just sleeps. And yeah, you can finish a short rest. Nothing happens.
Are we leveling at this time? Are we leveling at this time?
Yes, you are leveling up. You can get to level 3.
Alright, what are the things I have to do for that? I just gotta do the spells and add a hit point maximum.
Yeah, roll a hit die for your see how much health you gain on your level up. If you have a negative health, if you have a negative constitution modifier, just remember that your minimum increase is 1. You will gain at least 1 health. And if you roll a 1 on the die, you can re-roll it once.
Am I leveling up or no?
We made you at level 3, so you're
oh,
okay.
Right.
And my current hit points go up too, right? To the new maximum. I was at
yes.
Because I used a hit dice to heal.
Yeah. Ooh, nice.
Wow.
When you level up, we're not taking a long rest, so I'm not getting spell slots back, but I'm gaining spell slots. So do I get the ones that I'm gaining?
Yes, you do. Yes, you gain the ones that you get the ones that you gain.
I like to think that Malthar has been picking up little survival tips from everybody else in this party. So, Malthar is a scout now. Yay!
Nice, finally. It's a fun subclass.
Yeah, sorry.
Small retcon. I think Pilvo, when he mentioned trade, he pointed to this room over here.
Okay.
So yeah, once you're all leveled up, you will have officially, have been like an hour, and you are fully short rested.
With that short rest, yeah, Malthar is going to glide over to the room where the goblin indicated trading, and we'll kind of peek in there and see what's going on.
All right. You can see a large wooden vat in the middle of the room, filled with sort of a yellow-brown pulp. You see a goblin in it, like mashing it with his feet. And when you come in, Pilbo's over here. He's like, "Oh yes, yes. Hello. What was your name?"
My name is Malthar.
Lovely, lovely. Yes, yes. He comes over here and grabs a bag, out here. He's very like neurotic. It seems like he's got a lot on his mind right now, and he's like running back and forth. He's been talking to all the goblins, and these goblins go completely still when you come in, and then when you leave, he starts mashing again with his feet.
Is that where the wine comes from?
Yes, it's made from fruits that grow down here. Usually deeper, but there's a lot of things that grow here on the lower levels that only grow in the Underdark. It's a fascinating place, really. Dangerous, but fascinating.
I'm sure the wine was tasty. Certainly.
Oh, I'm so glad. It's not everyone appreciates goblin wine, but it's when you have the taste for it, it's one of the best things. Here, he puts his bag on the table, and he'll show you. He'll ask you, "What are you looking for?" He has a couple vials that he gets out right away. A couple little objects. Hold on, I have the actual. There it is. He says we have some various weapons, ammunition that you could purchase. Not much of anything, but if you need tools, this is a fully outfitted laboratory. We have spare tools we could part with. Possible gear for your travels. We have rations. We have potions. I'm an alchemist myself, so I have some things stowed away, and I could craft something for you if you need, although it would take a little bit of time.
Do they have any pittance?
Pittance. No pittance. No.
Or else
Actually, yes, I think we do have pittance. Are pittance included in the burglar's pack?
I don't think so. No. Yes, they were included.
Let me see how many.
The pack.
10. All right, he has 10 pittance.
I'll take all the pittance if he wants to part with them.
Yeah. I don't know why I didn't write the prices down. I guess I was just thinking I'd have them open. Venturing gear. Pittance. Alright, 1 pitton is 5 copper pieces.
Okay, I'll give him gold for all of them.
Alright. Divided by 10. It would be 5 silver. You can pay double if you want, but he also has other things.
Yeah. How much is a rope?
There's rope. He has a couple lengths of rope. He has, I think, at least 2 lengths of 50-foot rope.
Okay.
So at least 100 feet of rope.
Let's see. Why not? I'll take both of the ropes, I guess.
All right. Yes.
Tribute to the party. What are the vials that he took out?
So keep note of the price. It was 5 silver for the pittons and for the hempen rope, 1 gold piece per length, so 2 gold.
Yep.
As you're taking stuff and buying stuff and handing over the money, he's getting more things out of his bag. He starts putting down some weirder things. He puts down a lock and a key and a little vial with an unusual top to it. It has kind of a little bit of a spout. It looks like an eyedropper, but your character wouldn't know that exactly. What was your question?
Yeah. What was in the vial?
This one?
Yes.
Oh, these are eye drops of dark vision. If you squeeze them onto your eyes, if you aren't blessed with dark sight like I am, and I believe you are, then it allows you to see in the dark for about an hour.
Ooh, that is.
It might be 8 hours. Hold on. It's once per day use, and it lasts for however long the dark vision spell lasts.
How much
8 hours.
How much? What would he put with that bottle?
For that bottle, I wrote this down, and then I wrote this down somewhere. While I look that up, is there anything else you're interested in? He has other potions, if you're interested. Okay, that's his specialty.
Does he seem rather encumbered with all of this stuff that he's pulling out of his backpack? Not
Yeah, it's
encumbered, but
yeah.
Does it seem like an unreasonable amount of stuff that he's storing?
It was a large bag. It seemed to have been very neatly packed, but he hasn't pulled anything impossible out of it yet.
Okay, that's what I wanted to know.
Sorry, I'm still looking up. So.
Yeah, sure. What are the other potions that he's pulled out?
The other potions, he hasn't pulled out any potions. He just suggested that he has some.
Okay.
if you're interested. So if you have anything specific that you're looking for, he'll tell you if he has it or not.
Mm-hmm.
It seems you're gathering that he doesn't, even though that he's like pulled out a lot of things and he's got a large bag here, this is not all the things that he has to offer. But he's not going to tell you. He's not going to show you where they are because he still doesn't trust you that much yet.
Mm-hmm.
So he's hinting that he has more things than he's displaying here.
Is it obvious that he just wants to deal with Malthar, or can other people?
No, others can do it. Malthar's just the one that offered him money to begin with.
Yeah.
So yeah, anyone who wants to come over and participate in the trade, he's not going to like close up shop. That's fine. If others have questions, if you guys want to come and join, that's perfectly fine.
Do you have like pickaxes, or would you find pickaxes useful to?
Oh, pickaxe. We might have a pickaxe around here. That's not really our apartment exactly. It's something that the sticks probably would have handled. You know, the skeletons maybe. I'm sure there's a pickaxe around. I can go look if you'd like.
No. If you were doing like mining as an occupation or a job, but if it's
unfortunately we don't have any on hand.
Okay.
I know they must have some because this area has had to be cleared out in places, and I'm sure some of the walls have had to be broken down.
Oh, what's this behind my back? Ow! Pull out a pickaxe. No.
Anybody else want to browse the web?
The eye drops are
I would never consort with their kind.
Oh wow!
Well, fine then.
The eye drops. The eye drops. He says they're quite valuable. Above ground, I might sell them for more, but down here, special price, 700 gold.
How about Malthar will dig around in his pouch, his backpack, and he will pull out the magical sconce that was enchanted with the magical light.
Ooh. If you put it on the table, he'll gingerly take it up and turn it over and look at it. He starts muttering to himself, "Oh, it's a fairly simple enchantment, but expensive to produce. And the sconce is nice on its own. A bit broken around the mounting, but that could be fixed. Oh, I'd say this is worth maybe 100 gold? 150 for trade?"
Yeah,
this will take about 150 off the price.
Malthar can't afford, even with that eye drops, but okay.
Oh, that's a shame. We have other, if you're interested in curiosities like that, he slides the lock and the key forward. These are magical. They're not the most helpful in most situations. I'm not entirely sure exactly what they do, but they are magic. They seem deliberately resistant to identify spells. And they also don't seem to be a pair or even remotely related to one another. I honestly don't know why they were together when I found them, but they were pretty cheap, so I picked them up.
What about you said you're an alchemist. Could you make a potion of healing?
Oh, I have a few already.
Okay, what about trading the sconce for one or two of those potions?
Yes, I think that would be completely fair. I have two regular potions of healing. They're a little. I don't have all my normal materials, so I can't guarantee they'll work exactly the way that you're used to, but they'll definitely heal. They might have other side effects. Again, the materials I'm forced to work with down here are not what I'm used to. So, but I also have a single greater potion of healing that I made a long time ago. It's still good, but I just haven't had an opportunity to use it or sell it. So that one is normal. So the greater potion of healing would normally be. Wow. Potion of. Would normally be 150, which I would happily trade the sconce for a greater healing potion, and the other two, if you would like to buy them, I'll say they're 45 each.
I will take the two regular potions of healing.
All right.
And if you would just not mention us to your bosses.
Oh, I don't plan to. Thank you for. Can I ask you something?
Yes,
when you you had a fight upstairs, right? We heard something was happening up there. Did you kill Dern and Grenell, the leaders?
Can you describe them? Which one was Dern?
Yeah, Dern was the large hobgoblin with the. He led the other hobgoblins. He was big and mean, and he makes like a face that reminds you of Dern.
Yes.
You kicked him down the pit.
Dern perished.
He shrugs.
I think I landed on him in the bottom of the pit.
He shrugs, and Grenell, an older woman, furs. He from under his leather apron, he pulls out a round symbol, several teeth, and polished like stones pointed inward in a circle, like a ring of teeth pointing inward, and there's a little gap in the middle, like the circle of knives in Knives Out. It's kind of like that.
Okay. Yeah.
You do. I think you, because you have really high perception. I might have mentioned the other goblin was like brandishing a symbol like that to cast spells.
True. Well, several goblins routed and ran away, and I believe the other person you're asking about was among those goblins that we think it's probably escaped to the surface or something.
That's good to hear. I don't suppose you know where they went.
We followed enough to say that they left the level upstairs, but beyond that, we don't know where they went to.
Well, I guess that's for the best. Maybe we'll see them again someday. Thank you for telling me, and thank you for letting them go. That it's not always easy to do that, in the moment. But we appreciate it. I don't blame you for Dern. for the warriors that were forced to fight with him.
It was kill or be killed, unfortunately.
So what did you get? You traded the sconce for the
2 potions.
The 2 potions, which would have been 45 each. Let me see if there's something he'll throw in, because that doesn't quite cover. It covers more than the potions.
What about the lock and key? Would that be the?
Oh yeah.
Remainder?
The lock and key, I've been holding on to them for a long time because I was hoping I could eventually figure out what they were. But I spent so much time trying to figure out how they were related, and ultimately I think they just aren't. And I'd be willing to part with... hold on. Either of them for 60 gold, that's what's left over from the sconce.
Okay. I think the key is more interesting than the lock. So
I'd have to agree. It seems more useful than the lock. Although the lock, a key that is hidden. Yeah, you're probably right. I guess the lock makes more sense that it would have been disguised magically, right? And the key, I can't imagine why, except maybe to hide what it belonged to. I don't know. But yeah, he'll hand over the lock. I mean the key, which it's 0 weight. It's just a tiny metal key, like a little skeleton key. It's the shape of a skeleton key, like with the long pole, but it doesn't have a you know how the shape of a skeleton key, it has the ring, it has the pole that comes off of the ring, and then it has a little tooth at the end of it.
Yep.
There's no tooth.
Oh.
It's like a barbecue skewer.
Weird. Okay. Huh.
But it is magical, and it's not broken. The tooth isn't broken off either. It seems to have been made that way.
It's just not made with teeth. Interesting. Okay. All right. Well, so the 2 potions of healing and the key for the scar, and then minus 2 gold for the rope, and minus 1 gold for the 19 dropping to 6. Okay.
And he'll list off now a couple other things that he has to offer. He has perfumes that he can make. There's more wine, of course. You can drink while you're here. He'll provide for you. But if you wanted to take a little keg with you, he's got antitoxin. He's got a basic poison. He's got alchemist fire. He's got prestidigitation slips, which are just little scrolls of prestidigitation that anyone can cast. It's like a little piece of paper, a little like a gum wrapper sized piece of paper that you can tear in half, and you can cast the spell prestidigitation. And those are like 5 gold pieces for like a stack of 10 of them. They're like really easy to make for a wizard. And again, he has like some weapons. They have like a couple daggers lying around. They have 2 scimitars. They have like some arrows. They have a blowgun that no one here knows how to use. Yeah. So there's lots of other little things.
Malthar threw one dagger at one point and never picked it up.
All right.
A few spare daggers might be a good idea.
How many daggers does he have? He has 3 daggers.
I'll take all 3.
All right.
How much for that blowgun?
How much is a dagger?
He'll sell them for 1 gold. It's 2 gold each normally. He'll sell them for 1 gold each. He also has anything that's listed on the Burglar's Pack, the Traveler's Pack, or the Scholar's Pack. And he has like various tool kits, an alchemy kit, a poisoner's kit, a jeweler's kit, a healer's kit, a perfume kit, a couple herbalism kits, and he even has an herbalism kit +1. A +1 magical herbalism kit.
Well, thank you, my good sir. I'm going to rejoin my companions, and we can try to think about our next move.
Thank you. I didn't expect to be able to sell any of this stuff anytime soon.
Hopefully I'll find out what the key is for, and I'll let you know. I'll write to you.
Very good. Oh, yeah. If you find a way to... If you find anyone who can send magical messages and you find out what's up with that key, send me a message. I'd be curious to know.
Sure.
All right, so yeah, you're all stocked up. What would you guys like to do?
I mean, I guess we could ask them for like directions, right?
Yeah. If you want to ask Pilbo for any directions, or continue to press him about like what's going on here, because you know.
What's Pilbo's last name? Is his name Pilbo Pagans?
No, it's Gristleguts.
I recognize that name.
Can't imagine where you would have heard that.
And we're definitely not just gonna kill these goblins and take all this stuff.
I'm all for that.
All right, we can decide later.
We rested in your chambers, we drank your wine, and now we're gonna...
We're not. This isn't a long rest. It's not an overnight or anything, right?
I mean, it can be if you want to keep going. If you want to roll in from this short rest into a long rest. It'll be I mean, you've chanced 1 hour, plus like another 30 minutes of trading. Here, if you want to go for another 6.5, you could get a long rest.
That might give us an opportunity to see who these others are.
Yeah. If you feel like you're safe, this might be the best chance you have, especially since the only way that you've tried to get back out of this place has collapsed.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's how Jeb died. I'd say.
Yeah.
Okay.
Covered in
The
rocks.
The room collapsed up on him.
So yeah, are you gonna try for a long rest?
Yeah, I mean, I think this does seem like the safest place it'll be for a while, so that makes sense to me. I'm not in great need of it, though. So.
Could I? Okay, I'm wondering if we can propose trying to convince the goblins that we're taking a long rest, but then sneaking out and seeing if we can like sneak around and peer in some of the other places, spy on them. That's my idea.
I mean, sneaking and spying is. I think that would interrupt a long rest, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
You're suggesting that you say you're taking a long rest, but then don't actually.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't need to sleep. I can, if you guys want to take a long rest, I can do sneaking because I'm very sneaky. But
that's true.
Nobody would be watching you guys, so I don't know.
Both Jeb and Malthar are pretty sneaky. I will say, actually, you are nearing the point where a long rest would make sense for your characters. Other than, I mean, Jeb's been in a war today, so that would make sense for him too, even if he's full health. How in need of a long rest is everyone else? I know Oolon got some spell slots back, but only at high level.
Right.
I'm
in full health again, though.
I could stand to get spell slots and hit die back. All of them are gone on this part.
Okay. Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, can we, like, those of us that are long resting, just safe watch, while Jeb sneaks off?
Yeah, there's enough of you that you could have a watch and have someone sneaking around separately. And then you can sneak around like as part of your watch, as long as you don't get into a fight or anything. You could do a little scouting, kind of as part of the long rest. If you're not, instead of watching, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I'd allow that.
I don't think I'm gonna do that because I'm not stealthy at all. But
Sure. Yeah. So I know Malthar is very stealthy, but Malthar, you wanted a long rest.
Yeah. Malthar is in the long rest camp. So
Jeb's sneaky.
okay.
You've got a +7 to stealth? Yes, a +7 to stealth.
oh well.
A +2 to investigation, +2 to deception, +4 to persuasion. So I'm very good at this. I've got a lot of the skills needed.
You're hired.
Let you down, I promise. I might let you down. I don't know.
Yeah, I think Griepo and Roper are used to sneaking with you, but they're not as sneaky as you. So it's up to you whether you bring them with you. They're usually what you would do is that you would sneak ahead, and they would, and some of the other kobolds would wait behind to back you up. But if they're going to get a long rest with the others, then they can also help take watch. That's part of why there's enough of you, because you have these two.
I think I'll probably go alone.
All right. So what's happening exactly? You begin the long rest. I think Jeb sort of took watch during the short rest, so this could be, who's taking first watch for the long rest?
I can.
All right. So Jeb, you can move yourself. Make a stealth check if you're trying to get out, if you're trying to come out here and go wherever you're going. That being seen. 13. All right. What are you doing? Where are you going?
I'd like to see what's in this door here.
All right. That door is unlocked. You can.
Looks like it.
Yeah. It's a.
Oh shit! Wait, before the long rest, I'm gonna cast Goodberry again.
Nice. I'm gonna be right back.
What is the maximum amount of good berries that I can have? 'Cause I already had 3, and I'm making 10 more.
It probably says on the spell.
I don't. Yeah, let me look again. I don't think it does. I think it just says like you can make 10, and it doesn't say like when to go bad.
It does. I think it does say they go bad after
24.
24. So I think there's not a max. Just a max. Well, unless it's whatever it says. If it doesn't say there's a maximum, if it only says when they expire, then it's just. I guess the maximum is 48. Oh wait, you could just make like a bunch, right? If you just used all your spell slots on Goodberry in one day. Yeah.
But so the question is, when was the last time I cast this spell? So I don't think we've been keeping track of that.
It was before the fight.
Wasn't more than 24 hours ago? Probably.
It might have. You took a long rest before the fight.
Okay.
So it might have been.
All right. We'll say that
you only had like 2 or 3 left anyway.
Yeah.
So we'd start with a fresh 10.
Yeah.
If you want to eat the others now, just get real full. I'm almost done. I still have the printout of the room keys from the in-person group, and I find this easier to look up stuff. This seems to be the room with all the weapons that he was referring to when Malthar was trading with him. There's scimitars and a couple spears. There's a blowgun hanging on a rack in the corner.
Anything better than what I have?
I
have a short sword and a short bow.
No. I mean, there's a couple arrows you could steal, but no, none of the weapons look better than what you have.
Sure, I'll take some arrows.
When we were making your character, you seemed sympathetic to the goblins, but I guess you have to posture for the other kobolds.
Yeah, I mean, I'll take some arrows. How many arrows?
There's only 10 in the quiver here.
Okay. Good for me. All right. So can I sneak across? Can I do an investigation to see if there's anything hidden?
Yes.
12.
12. No, there doesn't seem to be anything hidden. Not in this room. You can tell that this door over here can lock, but is currently unlocked.
Can I sneak over there?
Yep.
And try it carefully.
Yes. Open it up. It's like a little airlock chamber. And this door is a little different. It's the other door seems to be like an original door, like this dusty old wooden door.
This one is a little different. It's also a wooden door, but it has cloth, like stapled, not stapled, but like it has like pins holding the cloth. This like thick yellow cloth up against the door, and the cloth extends past the door a little bit just to like cover up the seams around the door, and it like scratches the floor and fully like seals the door off. But you can still reach like the handle.
Can I try it?
It's unlocked, and the door opens inward towards you, and the thick felt, like brushes against the floor as you open it. And there's this very dim purple glow that comes through, similar to the big room that you fell into at the bottom of the pit. You go.
Yeah, I'll try. I'll go in, I guess. Yeah.
You see a long hallway. Oh, wait. I forgot about the music. Long hallway, you see the ancient stonework along the floor. It's covered in soil. That's been piled up on the edges. At some places, like over here in this corner here, the dirt is piled like as high as you are tall. On the ceiling, you see these strings, these like wires hung from the ceiling, with little beads that are glowing and producing this deep purple light. There's also that fungus growing on the walls that produces the light as well. But at the end of these wires, there's a little bead that produces slightly more of the light, and underneath them, there's usually a plant growing out of the soil that's been piled against the walls here. This is a subterranean garden growing mostly, at the moment you only see small little saplings, nothing any larger growing in this room.
Could I do a nature check to see if I recognize any of the plants?
Yes.
3.
You're not sure. You've seen, I think, without any check at all, you can recognize some of them. Some of them are very common Underdark native plants. You eat some of these. Although in this room, actually, there's a couple Underdark native things that seem to be sprouting like weeds out of the piles of soil. All the things that are under the lights, of course, are not Underdark native because they obviously require light. They seem to be growing things that require light underground. And so you don't recognize any of those with your 3. But you see a couple like pale white grasses that are growing in the corners away from the light that you do recognize.
Okay. And do I see... Is there anything on this table here? Or is that table really there?
The table is really there, and the little wheelbarrow is there beside it. if you come over, make an investigation check just for the room.
Yeah, sure.
Walking over here, you can see, from a distance, you see 8. So you can see like a spade, one of those little things for like pulling bulbs out of the ground, just gardening tools.
Okay.
And there's a barrel underneath the table that's sealed. And there's like a bucket underneath the table that doesn't have anything in it.
Nothing of value or interest, really.
No.
Okay.
So you're over here, I think, if you came to look at
Yeah.
the table.
Can I try this door?
All right. Yes. Walk over to that door, and as you're going, you hear this door creak up here. What do you do? You make it
around.
up here.
Do I see it opening? Like
Yes.
when I look around?
Yes,
do I
you
see
do.
it opening?
You have like a half second to react. Here, what do you do?
Can I run towards this door and try to just like, or you know what? Can I hide under the table?
Yes, you can. Make a stealth check.
25.
25. You hear, you have trouble seeing under the table for now. You hide behind the barrel. Luckily, the barrel is on this side of the table. So you hide behind the barrel under the table. Someone would have to be standing here and then like either be very short or duck down to see you. You hear this like thump, shh, thump, shh, thump, shh, thump, shh. Something lumbers and drags on the ground.
Do I recognize what it is? What this creature is?
From the sound, no. You can make a perception check if you're going to peek around the barrel.
Yeah, I'd like to peek. Yeah, I'm a bit of a peeper.
This is just because you're not going to break
Perception, you say?
Perception, yeah. This is just like, you're not going to break your stealth with this perception check. Natural one. You are worried that if you move, yeah. If you're worried that if you move, you at all, it might upset the like perfect little hiding spot you've got. I would say if you want to push that perception check, if you want to push the perception check and make it again, if you succeed, you'll succeed. If you fail, you'll break your hiding spot.
Yeah, I'll try again.
All right. This is a what's the game?
19.
19. All right. This is a Call of Cthulhu roll.
Yeah.
Push your check to move your token under the table. You see a bugbear, a large goblin relative covered in hair, dragging a shovel behind it, but something is wrong with this bugbear. You've seen bugbears. The goblins actually had bugbears before, but you guys managed to kill one of them a while ago, and you never saw any of the others again. You know there were more than one. But you haven't seen, ever since the hobgoblins showed up, you never saw any of the bugbears. This is the first one you've seen in a while. This bugbear, you see patches of fur on its body, but most of its skin is covered in what looks like wood, like dry, dead bark, covering most of its body. You see little twigs poking out, what you thought was like matted fur at first. As it gets closer, you see are twigs. Its head is like bent to the side a little bit, not looking in the direction it's going, and there's like a branch growing out of its chest and neck, poking it upwards, pushing its head to the side.
Annihilation kind of situation.
No flowers or anything, no mushrooms, just dry dead wood. And as
I assume I don't recognize like what's wrong with it. I don't.
No, Never really seen anything like this. Make just an intelligence check.
Okay. 8.
8. As it like comes really close to the table, dragging the shovel behind it, you see its hand is not grasping the shovel. Its hand is hanging limp, and you see a couple branches that have like grown around the shovel and are holding onto it and dragging it behind. And the branches like slacken, and the shovel falls to the ground, and it grabs the wheelbarrow and starts rolling the wheelbarrow back in this direction.
Alright, well, I think I'd like to just watch from where I am and wait for it to exit the room, if it's going to exit the room.
It very slowly makes its way over here and closes the door behind it.
Do I hear it locked?
No.
Okay. Can I try to stealthily follow it?
Yes, you can.
Should I do another stealth check, or should I use the one I had before?
When you when you come through this door, you're gonna have to make another stealth check. Yeah.
Okay. Cool. So we'll just skip me walking across the room, and hey, look, I'm at the door.
When you get to the door,
I rolled a
you
19.
you put your hand on the handle, and then the handle opens up again. The handle like goes down. What do you do?
Can I try to jump through this door and hide?
Yes, you can. With your 19 stealth, you can. The bugbear comes back through, and peeking through the door, you see it goes and gets the shovel because it forgot that it still needed the shovel, and it comes back through. Now you can. Are you going to continue to follow?
Yeah. Should I roll again? Again?
Not quite yet. Not yet.
Okay.
Well, you've succeeded enough against this bugbear that I think you can continue to follow it. It does occur to you though that it's not even looking in the direction that it's going. I think as someone who lives in the Underdark and is experienced in hiding from things that don't use eyes to see, that concerns you. That it clearly hasn't noticed you yet, but you're not sure that just staying behind it is enough.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
See another room. Similarly, this room though is completely dark. It's also just piled on the sides with soil. It doesn't have any fungus growing on the walls though. It doesn't have any of those beads hanging down. It's completely dark. The soil, well, actually, you can't tell any colors in here because you have dark vision, but your vision is black and white now.
Mm-hmm.
So you slip in as the door closes behind you, and you see it setting down the wheelbarrow, and it starts to shovel soil into the wheelbarrow. What would you like to do? You notice there's not any good hiding spots right here where you're at.
Can I try to sneak to this door and go through?
Yes, you can. You can. No stealth check required. You can go up to the door. The door, similarly, on this side is covered in thick felt to block out all the seams between the door and the wall.
I'd like to go through if it's open.
It's unlocked. Make a stealth check to quietly open this door. The felt makes it difficult because it's dragging along the floor.
14.
14. Very slowly, you open the door. This room is almost completely dark, but it's lit by a very faint firelight. You see a stone pool built into the floor, with 4 grates on the side of it, and a dull orange glow coming from each of those 4 grates, and an occasional ember leaking out through it. You're about to head in, and you see a humanoid shape in there, standing over the pool with a long stick sticking in the pool, and it's doing something in the water, almost like it's rowing a boat, but clearly, it's standing up beside the pool. It's like tending to the pool. Make a... no, you can see, it's dim light in here, so you can see clearly it's a skeleton with a long metal implement of some kind that it's sticking into the pool. It's got a barrel beside it. I'll reveal a little bit more.
I assume I don't recognize anything. Like, do I recognize anything about the room? It's a religious significance, or what
you
it's
can
doing
tell
magic-wise?
the room is clearly covered in underdark fauna, or flora, not fauna. I'll reveal the room. There are these like red-brown bushes, and you can see color in here because of the fire. These are like red-brown bushes and very pale green shrubs clinging to rocks and dirt and parts of the wall. They're growing in here in the near darkness. They seem to fade away the closer they get to the pool, which suggests that the fire has been going for a while. They've stayed away from the light. And the water, you can see steam coming off of it. The water is very hot.
Okay. I think I'm just gonna close the door and sneak away.
All right. You can close the door. The bugbear has begun to move in this direction. You heard it moving, and you stuck to the wall and didn't move much, and it continued with the wheelbarrow.
All right. While it's out of the room, I'd like to try to go through this door.
All right. This door is unlocked. It has the same like felt around it. Would you like to try and open it?
Yep.
Stealth check. Do it
I really don't
silently.
like locking doors around here.
Good thing.
13.
13, all right. You open it slowly. It scrapes along the dirt a little bit. And you hear this little like ding, 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 as there's a nail that you hadn't noticed that it pushes along. You pick up the nail very quickly and set it aside and continue opening the door. A completely dark room on the inside. Peeking in, you don't see any... make a perception check just looking in through the door.
That is a 5.
5. It's very dark, and this one is the most like lush and overgrown room. This is clearly like a greenhouse, an underdark greenhouse. As you open it, there's this wave of like nostalgic kind of smell that like you smell heather, like deep heather, like underdark, a plant that's kind of like the heather that we know above ground, but it's just a plant that you haven't seen or smelled in a while, but immediately you're like, this is deep heather growing in here. I think that your shirt is made out of it. which you've had for a very long time.
Can I try to repair my shirt? Can I try to repair
that'll take a little while. You can gather some though and do that later. You know, Roper is great at that.
Yeah, okay. I'll go in. I'll shut the door behind me.
All right. There's also vines hanging from the ceiling, and they're damp. The room is very humid, and when you step in, it's the part of the smell carrying is it's very, very humid in here, and the vines are like dripping. And these vines are also an Underdark thing. You recognize they grow near rivers in the deep. You can't see color right now, but they're like a kind of a dark pink red kind of color, and that seems to be what's being cultivated here: the heather and the vines that hang from the ceiling. We'll call them river vines for now.
I would like to. Well, first of all, I'd like to investigate the room and see if I can find anything hidden.
All right. You close the door behind you, so it's not suspicious.
Yes.
Yeah, come in and do an investigation check now that you're in the room.
18.
18. So, yeah, for sure, this is pretty, it's not super healthy, heather, but considering that it's growing very close to the surface, they've done a remarkable job of keeping it here. You really can't grow heather, near the surface. Just even in caves close to the surface, the radiation of the sun will kill it. It grows deep, deep, deep underground. And these vines require a very specific humidity that this room has, but you're not sure where the moisture is coming from other than the fact that the room is dripping. And you hear a very faint whimper from this corner of the room. With an 18, you look over and you see a small animal shape huddled very close to the ground. And you see with your infra vision, with your dark vision, you see the magical, imperceptible light that's produced by your eyes reflecting off of the eyes of another creature with dark vision. And you see these little animal eyes reflecting off of yours. I think you recognize it as an underdog, also called a goblin dog sometimes, but you wouldn't call it a goblin dog. I think humans call it a goblin dog, but it's just a small rat-like canine creature that lives in shallower parts of the Underdark.
Can I roll animal handling to see if it's friendly?
Yes. You have really good stealth, but you can if you come up to it and roll animal handling, you can sort of basically come out of stealth without alarming it. Okay. I think that's a good thing for this. It's
only a 7.
It's only a 7, but I think with the circumstances, you're kind of in your element here. I'm going to give this one to you. I'm going to let you take 10 if you spend a little time here to do it slowly.
Sure.
Because you're giving up stealth anyway to do this, so I think that's fair for you to be able to take 10 on this. You can walk up to it and not alarm it, and when you are certain that it sees you, it doesn't react negatively. You know that it sees you. And I think what the first thing you notice is that it's acting in a submissive way that it's trying not to alarm anybody. It's trying not to be seen or heard or bothered. You also notice that it's not looking at you. It's looking at the ceiling.
Oh, I look up.
Oh, God.
Back here at the where everyone's resting, Naidaadi, it's about time to change shifts.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a while, and
I rolled a 1 on my perception. Take watch.
A 1 on your perception.
Yeah.
You haven't seen or heard anything. Your watch is up. You wake up. Who's watching next?
I guess I will.
Okay, you wake up Oolon. Naidaadi, you're like, nothing happened, nothing weird. Oolon, you're like, did Jeb ever come back? Jeb never came back.
Oh, I don't know.
Been a while. That might be normal, but he was supposed to check back in, you know. How long a leash do you think you would have given? I guess I should have clarified this up top. Did you give like a, if I don't come back? Or did you just leave?
I probably should.
I rolled a 1, so...
Yeah, well, like I said, Naidaadi didn't even occur to you that Jeb hadn't come back yet.
Right.
I would imagine I probably said like, maybe like if I'm not back in an hour.
Okay.
I don't know. Do you know how long I would have been gone?
I
don't have a sense of how long that took.
It took longer. I think it took a lot longer than it felt like it did, like to us.
Yeah.
I think you would have been moving a lot more slowly. You would have been under that table for a bit. I think everything moved a lot more slowly. I think we're nearing an hour, but it's not quite an hour yet. But yeah, it's nearing the time where like he should have been back by now. What would you like to do?
I mean, I guess, is anyone else awake?
No.
I am. I mean, I'm dozing off, but if you want to...
Rupert and Grippo are like awake and asleep. Like they don't sleep the same way that most of you do. They kind of take cat naps.
Okay, well that works. I think I will confer with them.
Usually, he's pretty quick. He doesn't take this long. But I don't know. Maybe he got eaten or something. It happens.
About that.
Oh, it would be terrible, but it happens.
Right. Okay.
Sorry for your loss.
Can't lose 2 jabs in one day.
He's pretty good at what he does, but all of us slip up sometimes,
Well, how sneaky are you two?
Probably more than you, but
yeah. Well, that's
less than we're small, but it's not really our specialty.
Okay.
We hang back and then back him up when he needs it.
Mm-hmm.
This is Grippo talking. Roper is still like curled up.
So like how far into the long rest are we at this point?
Not very far. You're like maybe not very far.
Okay.
Because you're going in from first watch to second.
Right.
You can like break a short rest in the middle and then continue it. It'll take a little longer, but I don't make you start over,
Right, okay.
Not gonna be, you're not gonna feel good at the end of it, but it'll be enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the thing is, I'm not stealthy at all. And also, like, I have no idea which way he went.
Yeah. Well, you can go back to sleep and wake up one of the, if you're not confident you can follow, you could always wake up someone else. They can take the watch instead. Maybe I undersold. We're pretty sneaky. I think by your standards, we're pretty good.
Okay.
If you wanna go see what's up. I wouldn't be too worried though. He's pretty sometimes this happens, sometimes he'll disappear for a bit and maybe he got picked up by the kobolds and we have to ransom him back, but he's worth the trade probably. Sorry.
Okay, well, yeah, okay. So how about you guys just look for him, just scout around, just nearby, and then come back and tell me what's happening.
Okay.
And if you're not back in, 20 minutes.
An hour. Oh, okay. Not 20 minutes. Okay.
Right. Well, I mean, how big is this place?
Fuck, I don't know. We haven't been down here.
Okay, right, sure. So, okay, if you're not back in half an hour. then-
Half an hour.
Yeah,
Okay.
then we'll figure it out.
Nudges Rupert, and they. All right. So you can carry on your watch, Oolon?
Yeah. Do you need
All
a
right.
perception check?
Yeah. Give me a perception check. Jeb,
Nice.
you follow the dog's eye line up to the ceiling, and for a minute you just watch the all the vines hanging from the ceiling, and the water dripping down from it.
They're gonna be
Looking around, and some of the vines are kind of swinging a little bit, and you start to inch your way this way, and you see one of the vines pretty quickly move out from it's been hanging down, and it kind of moves in your direction and opens up like a flower. I think you need to roll initiative.
That's a 9.
A couple things to do here. You see one of the vines come towards you, and it is not a vine. It's a tendril. Oh wow, this is louder than the last one. I gotta turn it down. A long tendril, the same color as the vines, a little pinker. You can't see color, but it's a little lighter, and it has the texture of pulled bubble gum. Like chewed and pulled bubble gum. It's this fleshy, wet tendril, and at the end of it, it splits into 3 claws. As it opens up and reaches towards you, you see a little black eye in the center of it. And I'm gonna roll its initiative. Didn't add either of you to the initiative order. Ooh, you actually beat its initiative with your. I have to refresh roll 20. I think you beat its initiative. You rolled an 8, right? You're muted.
Oh, sorry, I rolled a 9.
You rolled a 9? Yeah, it rolled a 5. And it didn't get a surprise round because your animal handling check, I think, worked in place of a of a perception check, because the dog saw it, and you saw what the dog saw. So you can act first. It's going to try to grab you the next turn. What do you do?
I want to slash at the tendril that's coming towards me with my short sword.
Okay. I'll say you can do that, yeah. The tendril will get into melee with you, and you can make an attack roll. "19 hits. Dim light, actually, you have disadvantage, but a 17 still hits. I mean, it's complete darkness, but because you have
piercing.
Because you have dark vision, it's dim light. 6 piercing damage. You step out of the way and cut at one of the fingers. It's clearly like stretching a little bit, like a tentacle, but as you cut at the fingers, you hit bone. And it like whips around really quickly and tries to grab you again. It was moving very slowly and delicately to fit in with the vines, but as soon as you hit it and damage it, it twitches and is going to... Any movement?
Can I use my movement?
Yes.
Okay, it's 30, so I can go...
I think because you attacked it, I'm going to give it an opportunity attack if you break engagement with it.
That's fine. I'm going to try to go out the door, though.
All right. Actually, because I think you're a 3rd level rogue, so you can disengage as a bonus action, right?
Oh, right. So yes, I guess I'll do that.
All right. So yeah, the tendril tries to grab at you, and you run through the door. Do you close the door after you?
Indeed.
All right. You close the door, and you keep running. Let me see how far you get.
Just right outside the door.
Right outside the door, okay. On the cave leech's turn, cave leech actually doesn't do anything, but you hear something moving in there, and you're like, the cave leech is trying to scratch at the door. You hear something scratching at the door, and you hear a whimper on the other side of the door.
I want the dog. You get a dog companion?
All right, I'll crack the door open and try to let the dog out.
It's not your turn.
All right.
Let me see what dog rolled.
I forgot about the dog.
You let this dog die, I will never forget you.
Okay, the dog actually rolled lower initiative than the cave leech, which is, in this case, good, because it means the cave leech missed its turn trying to go for you. The dog went. Now it's back to your turn.
Okay, so I'm going to try to quickly open the door and then shoo the dog through and slam it again.
All right, you open the door. The dog falls through. I'll say you can also use your action to shoo the dog through and get it a little bit further as the cave leech's arm, one of the fingers at the end of the tendril, curls around the door jamb as it tries to like pull its arm, stretch its arm a little further as it like climbs around the door. What do you do?
I want to try to slam the door on its hand.
Make an attack roll. Or make a strength check, because it's definitely a strength-based like attack roll. You slam the door, it just thumps against the fingers, and the fingers keep reaching through. It's going to try and hook one of its fingers around your hand.
Okay.
That's a dirty 20. I'm going to give you a little bit more armor for being, or there's some cover, but I think even +5 to your armor takes you to 19. So that still hits. I think it's not able to grab you from here, but it is going to scratch your arm for 11 damage.
Okay, I'm immediately unconscious.
Don't you have 15 health?
Not on this Not on this.
You have less than 15 health, don't you? Yeah.
I have 7.
So yeah, you fight with it. It's the door. It's like scratching at your arm, and you're banging the door against the tendril. And you feel this hot like pain on your arm, and you like wrestle with it, push it away, slam the door shut, and it actually closes this time. And then you fall backwards, clutching your arm, and the pain like overtakes you, and that's it.
Did I hear any of the door slamming with my 21 perception?
With your 21?
Yeah. That was what I rolled for perception. Not a natural 20.
Not a natural 20. I think you don't. Between like the distance, the felted,
away.
It's a long hallway. He's slamming a felted door on a finger, and there's another felted door in between you. Like the doors are meant to block out light, but I think they also block out sound pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
I think you don't hear that going on. But a few minutes later, you do hear
the dog.
no.
The dog came to get help.
What's that, Lassie? Jeb got scratched.
I think you hear one of the kobolds shriek.
Okay.
And you hear like a bang of like metal on stone.
All right. Can I tell the direction of that?
No, but you know the direction they went.
Okay.
If you step out, you can see the goblins here also heard it, and they're like gathering up what they're working on and slinking back to these rooms.
So I'm gonna wake up everyone and say the kobolds went to Mr. Jeb. I just heard one of them yell. Oh, we have to go check that out.
We haven't gained anything back yet. Health spells yet.
At this point, I think Malthar has, because he's gotten basically his full rest. He would have, because he slept through first and second watch. I think Malthar has. He's the only one though, right?
Yeah, the other two of us would have been on watch.
Yeah. So Malthar has. Nobody else has.
All right.
Everyone else is one watch
Then I'll
away.
take my health back down and assume I don't have any spells.
So what are you doing in here?
I am going to the direction of the...
All right, you're leaving.
I will follow.
All right. You woke them up today. I guess I missed that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you can all move your tokens. You know they went in this direction, or at least you know they went through this door. And everyone add yourselves to initiative. Cool. I have some sheets to open. Manny, do you want to control Griepo and Ropert?
Sure.
They're very simple. They just have like, I think Rupert has a net that he can use, but otherwise they both just have daggers and slings. For Rupert, you can choose whether to use a poisoned dagger or not. Sorry, for Grieco. Let me give you permission for both of them. All right, you should be able to control both of them now. Actually, they're going to be over here.
I don't have their character sheets.
Oh, right. I only give you the tokens.
Just to roll things.
Yeah. Yeah. Are they kobolds or kobold elite? I think they're kobold elite, both of them. So here, I'll just give you the kobold elite sheet. It's not like, yeah. Controlled by. There you go. And if you want to use the net, that's not on there, but just let me know. The net is like a grappling tool, obviously. Everyone except the gardener is on initiative. I put the
We can just use the one roll for both, or do you?
yeah. They have identical sheets except, and you can edit their health on the tokens. But for the rolls, yeah, use the we can use Grieco's initiative for both of them. That's simple. Sorry about that outside. How loud is it for you guys?
Not horrible.
Weird. Like, there's some things that are very loud for me that the mic doesn't really pick up that much, and then there's some things that are, I can barely hear them, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, what's that?"
It's not quite distraction level, I think.
So everyone, I think, what's your marching order for these three? Malthar, Oolon, Naidaadi? Probably Oolon in front, I think.
Yeah, Oolon.
Yeah.
I was thinking.
Yeah.
Use the restroom really quick before we start.
Thanks.
All right. Yeah, let's take a short break. I'll pause the music. Maybe 10 minutes? 10 minutes?
Okay.
Works for me.
Alright.
I don't know what's happening outside.
Sounds like construction, kind of.
It's like people, I think, coming home from a party or gathering for various parties. I guess it's Sunday at. I'm near. Yeah. Well, there's a lot of people.
There's like people street racing.
There's a lot of like car culture here in Norfolk, and we're near ODU too. So this is like basically a dorm. It's not
Seems
technically,
like,
but
maybe the FARC convention is in town.
Open my window. Hey, what is this? The FARC convention?
Everybody in the whole of Norfolk starts laughing. That was a good one.
Excuse you. Don't you know it's Manny's birthday?
The rest of us are just grinding out on them.
All right. /resume. Of course, that doesn't work. Okay. So I'll arrange initiative. Oolon has 1.
Yep, pretty bad.
Is everybody on here? Yes, I think everybody's on here. All right. Oh, let me fix the which rooms are revealed. All right, first up is Griepo. You two came in and you were poking around looking for signs of Jeb, and you you listened, you split up and were listening at these 2 doors. Rupert heard something going on in here, but at just about that time, and there was no sound coming from this door. But just about that time, this door opened up, and the bugbear came back through with a wheelbarrow full of soil. It was his second trip, but you two didn't know that. Yeah, you got into a fight. It's been brandishing a shovel, and I think the last thing that happened is Rupert got hit for... we'll say
I saw you.
4 points of damage.
I don't know if
if I roll just a die, it just shows. Thank you for letting me know.
Yeah, just wanted to make sure you weren't going to roll something in secret that we all saw later.
Right. Hold on. Oh, when we finish, remind me, I want to show you some tokens that I made for the in-person game that you guys haven't seen. I'm back. I had to get my dice. So, Grippo and Roper, what would you like to do? Roper just shrieked, and these two came in to help.
I think they'll keep attacking. I think not my friend, not on my watch. Not my best friend in the whole world, and then Roper will be like, oh, wait.
Alright, so what are you doing, mechanic?
They have, I guess, step back and try to hit it with a sling.
Alright, you have to... Can these guys disengage as a bonus action, or will they have to take an opportunity attack? You know that for Roper that would be very dangerous.
I guess they'll just use the daggers.
Alright.
So I'll make 2 dagger attacks for 1
Alright.
each.
Yeah, is Grippo using poison or not?
Yes.
Yes.
That's a 10 for that one.
Alright, I'll say that's from Roper. And for Jeb? Or for Grippo?
1 for Grippo.
Alright. A Constitution saving throw. A 19. So that's a success. We'll say nothing happens on that. Let me double check exactly what the... I have to open another game to check what the poison does.
Really happy to have you with us for the summer Thanks.
So for the damage, yes. All right, 5 and 4. Wait, the 10 actually does not hit. The 21 does, so it takes 4 piercing damage. Naidaadi.
Yep.
You can use 10 feet of movement to squeeze by Oolon if you want.
I shall do so. Size the place up, run in. Yeah, I'll run at him with my short sword.
All right.
I will come up to this level and attack him.
Yeah, and this is your first time seeing this bugbear that's like overgrown with wood.
Mm-hmm. 14 hit.
14 does not hit. It does hit, but you strike wood, and it doesn't do anything.
Okay.
The bugbear is going to start producing that like deep cicada rattle. And start swinging the shovel around like over its head in a big windmill. Just completely like there's no. It's barely even like using its arms, like grabbing the shovel and using the strength of its arms to actually swing. It's just like wildly swinging the shovel around to hit anything around it. Barely even holding onto it with its hands. It's more just wrapped in sticks and vines. That is a 12 against Naidaadi.
Yeah, it will miss.
All right, and another attack against Grippo. That's a 12. Oh, I think it just barely hits. That is going to be... That's 13 damage against Grippo. Grippo is unconscious, and he's just barely not instantly dead.
Jesus.
And knocked back this way on the ground. Malthar.
Malthar is going to squeeze through the door here. Come out this way, and in the dim light of this room, can Malthar make out any tracks of where Jeb the kobold might have gone?
Yes. If you'd like to use your action, I'd let you make a investigation or a survival check. With advantage.
Okay, yeah. Malthar will put his newfound survival skill to use.
14. With the, I think these are uniquely good conditions for tracking, because there's like fresh, like soft soil on stone. You're able to tell, you see kobold tracks. You can't specifically identify them as Jeb from not knowing him that long, but like you see kobold tracks heading through this door. There's some more like about. There's these two have left tracks, and then there's more tracks going in different directions. You know, you're not sure. You have to like follow the tracks to find his specific route. But at some point, kobold went through this door, and these two didn't. So
Okay.
you can only assume it might be Jeb.
Yeah, Malthar will say to Oolon and Naidaadi that Jeb went this way, and will use his bonus action to dash, and will go through this doorway here and try to follow the track.
You see a very ugly rat dog thing dragging Jeb's body in this direction.
Oh, that's so cute. I'll pick up Jeb and pet the dog, and then I guess drag or carry Jeb out to this hallway here.
All right, you run with Jeb. Jeb, make one death save just for the time that's gone by. It's been a while.
Whew.
18. Okay, that's a success. And your initiative was 8, right? So we'll say we'll put you back on 8. Let me do that.
My initiative was 9.
Your initiative was 9. All right, I'll put you back on 9, which actually means I do need you to make another death saving throw, because you would have gone this turn again already.
Natural 20, baby.
Natural 20. That's 3 successes. So as Malthar is carrying you, you wake up with 1 hit point.
Jeb, the first rule of scouting is you don't leave for too long. You left for too long, Jeb. This is what happens.
I thought I still had 45 seconds to get back. What year is it? Who am I? Am I some kind of swamp creature? No, wait.
That was other Jeb.
I crossed over to the other side, and the other Jeb came back with me. Now we both inhabit this body.
Oh my god. There's definitely a ritual for that, but you haven't done it yet.
That's it for Malthar. Malthar will carry Jeb as much as you can towards the door here where everybody else is.
All right. The dog is going to just follow you for now. This door down here opens up. A goblin comes out. Another goblin comes out. And they are not normal goblins. They're covered in wood. This one's carrying a basket of mushrooms and immediately drops the mushrooms and draws a sword. Oh, you know what? Actually, it doesn't draw a sword. It just drops the mushrooms and they start running in this direction. Oolon.
Yeah. Okay. So I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
So, I don't know if you're familiar with the spell Spike Growth.
Yes, vaguely.
It says that when a creature moves into or within the area, it takes damage.
Yes.
Right? So if I did it right now, in the area where Griepo is unconscious, it wouldn't hurt him because he's not moving?
I think the first time, I think that when they enter I think that if you use spike growth and someone is in there, they probably take damage
They
immediately.
immediately take damage? Yeah, I mean, that
I
makes
have
sense
to
when
imagine.
they grow out of the ground, but it's not what the spell says, so I'm not really...
When they move into? Oh, yeah, it doesn't say that, does it?
Yeah.
I would let you make a wisdom check to try and control your spell to not spike Griepo.
Okay.
We'll call it a DC. Well,
When a creature moves into or within the area, yeah.
yeah, what level spell is it?
One?
Second level.
Second.
We'll call it a DC 12.
Okay.
I think higher level spells should be harder to control, so 10 plus the level makes sense to me.
So just wisdom. Did that roll wisdom? Oh, 6.
Nice.
Thank God.
So, yeah, I'll draw you some spikes. Why don't you draw some spikes? Don't draw too many. So, don't make them hard to erase. But draw a couple spikes in the area that you're like one spike per square, including the one that Griepo's on.
What is... So when it says 20-foot radius, that means...
Whoa.
Oh, okay. Why don't you just draw a square then? You don't have to draw that many spikes. Just draw a square. Or a circle or whatever. Yeah. Perfect. I didn't realize. And that's like not even... That's a 10-foot radius.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
So many spikes.
So that could be like...
My God, 20 feet is so big.
Yeah.
Well, okay. If it's a circle, can I make
Wait. I think I've...
in it without getting Ropert in it?
Get the bugbear in it, but not... No.
No.
Oh, but not Ropert? Yeah, but then there would be yes, but then there would be like a path for the... Even if it's a circle, I think there would be a path for the goblins to get through.
Damn.
You're right, though, it is a circle. We'll draw it. Yeah, I'll draw it as a circle. I'll draw it in your color too. Oops. Wow, this is...
So is that going to cover everything?
So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I think that you're focusing all your like aiming energy into not hitting Griepo. I don't think you can. Yeah, your attention would be pretty split to have to like aim it around this bugbear.
Yeah.
But yeah, like up the walls, the spikes pop out of the stonework in the ceiling. All those like beads hanging from the ceiling are now swinging back and forth, and the light is going crazy.
Any creature that can't see the area at the time the spell is cast must make a wisdom. So they watch me cast it, so they don't have to make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay, what's the wisdom saving throw for? Noticing it?
Yeah, noticing it, but that's only if
Okay.
you don't see me cast it. So they know that it's there.
Yeah, I think they
strain, and they're going to take damage now.
Yeah. All right. Griepo, make a death save. Just roll a d20. No modifier. And Roper has a turn.
$17.
17. That's
I'm
one
gonna say
success.
Roper is going to disengage and step over here if possible.
Yes, that's possible.
And that's my turn, I believe.
All right. Naidaadi.
I see the spikes. I would like to shove the bugbear into them.
Nice. So that's a contested strength.
Take that. 9.
13. You push against it and it starts pushing back. You feel it's your hands, one hand is pressed up against fur and the other is pressed up against wood. And the fur is like cold, the skin is cold, and the wood is reverberating with that noise that these two responded to. Next up is Jeb. You're being carried, but you can hop down if you like. You have 1 hit point.
Does anybody have a healing potion or a good berry or anything like that?
I do have good berries. You have to come to me to get them.
Malthar does have a healing potion, but he just got them, and you're alive at the moment, so I'm not sure Malthar would give them to you.
That's fine. So I guess I'll come through here and see what the commotion is, and I guess upon seeing this, I'll get out my short bow and shoot it at the bugbear.
All right. Go for it.
So 21.
21 hits.
5 piercing.
5 piercing. Who in here does not have dark vision, by the way?
I do not.
You do not. Okay.
Can't remember if I do.
Anyone who doesn't has disadvantage on attack rolls in here because it's dim light. I always forget to mention that. Anyone who does have dark vision, it's treated as bright light, so you're fine. But Jeb has dark vision, so 21 hits, 5 piercing damage to the bugbear. I think this is the first damage it's taken, and
No, it took damage from one of
It
the
did.
daggers.
It did, and I forgot to do that. Thank you for reminding me. It was 4 damage, I think.
I believe so.
Okay. You can tell it's going to take a lot more than that. The bugbear is going. It's going to swing the shovel around one more time. One more big windmill. That's a 9. And then it's going to bring it down on Naidaadi. Both attacks against Naidaadi. That's 20. Not a natural 20. For 6 damage. And something happens with it when it's been like wildly waving this shovel around, and the wooden parts of its body seem to be doing most of the work. It's barely even holding the shovel with its fingers. But as it like misses you with that final hit, its neck kind of twitches and its head sits upright a little bit more, and it like you hear the bugbear like make this horrible kind of grunt, and it like grips the shovel. The actual living parts of its body kind of twitch and come to life a little more. Malthar.
Malthar will move into the room, hear that awful chittering and the grunt from the gross bugbear down there. We'll move over this way, get against the wall, and we'll try to fire a shot at the gross bugbear creature.
All right. Malthar and Oolon, can you just make nature checks? Oh, actually, no, not you two. Specifically, Naidaadi, can you make a nature check?
Oops, sorry, that was short sword. Yeah.
With the 16, there is one thing that this reminds you of. It reminds you of that plant that you found upstairs. The one that started crawling around.
Do you want to use the... Okay, the short bow was 8 to hit.
Is it the same attack roll for the short sword and the short bow?
Yeah, it is.
I'll use the one you rolled first. I'll take the 19.
Since there's an ally next to it, sneak damage. 17.
17. That hit was much deeper than the others. Yeah, as soon as the bugbear part of this thing springs to life, you hit it in the chest, and it kind of falls to one knee, and it's attempting to get back up, but it looks really rough. The dog is gonna run in, and it's not gonna do anything. It's just gonna huddle back in the corner here.
Oh.
The goblins are going to start walking forward. How much? What is it? So they're going to keep walking. They're going to walk through this area. But what does that mean? Each time they take a step.
5 damage per square. Sorry.
5 damage per square.
I didn't cast the spell, but I'm pretty sure that.
Let me look at it. It is 2d4 for every 5 feet.
2d4 for every 5 feet, and there's no like. This isn't like caltrops where they can just go slowly and avoid the damage, right?
No, it doesn't say that. It says it becomes difficult terrain, and they take 2d4 for every 5 feet.
Jesus. They're both going to take a step. And go roll the 2d4.
Should I roll separately for them, or does it count for both of them?
Roll for both. Or roll for, roll twice. So this one takes 5.
Okay.
It'll take 5. And then they're gonna stop. Yeah, I think they just stop there and end their turn. Yeah. Oolon.
All right. So, can I don't know how this would work. So, okay. So I want to push the bugbear into the spikes. I think I'm stronger, but can I wait so both of us can push the bugbear in?
You could
Can I do
you can
a held action for that, or what?
Sure, you can use a help action on Naidaadi, or if you want to do it because you're stronger, you could hold a shove attack until Naidaadi uses a help action on you.
Okay.
But that's dependent on somebody doing a help action on you.
I'm up for it. Brace yourself. I'll run in.
Okay.
You have to move into 5 feet though first.
Oh right, yeah.
All right. Death save from Grippo.
$11.
11. That's another success. All right, Naidaadi, you can. Are you using your help action?
Yes.
All right.
Does
then.
Rupert not get a turn?
Oh, I'm sorry, Rupert. What are you doing?
Just gonna use his slingshot. Just gonna throw at him with his slingshot. 19.
5 bludgeoning damage. You, as it stands up and you two push it, it's like wrestling with you, and Roper, you bonk it in the head. The bugbear head goes slack again, and you push the body back onto the spikes, and it's dead.
Good.
Yep. These two goblins look really unsure of what to do, but they're looking for a way to make it to you guys without taking any more damage.
I'm gonna relay what I learned to everybody really quickly.
All right. You can take it if you want to take your turn to do that. You can just relay in perfect detail, and they'll know all the things that they saw while you were playing.
Okay, I'll do that.
All right. Bugbear's dead. Malthar.
Malthar will move out this way to get a clear shot to the south, and Malthar will fire his short bow at this goblin here.
All right.
That probably misses. Malthar will curse and we'll just stare at that.
Dog's not doing anything. The goblins. It's called Goblin on Initiative, but I forgot to give it I don't know what I'd call it because they're like weird wood goblins. Is there really no way? Oh, I see. Okay, I thought that these spikes just stayed there forever, but it's a concentration spell. That makes more sense. Okay. They are. They're gonna try to take it. They're gonna chance it and walk forward again. Roll your damage. Because now people are shooting at them. This one is dead. Oh, they're both dead.
Cool.
Oolon, it's your turn. Do you drop concentration immediately, or are you keeping it up?
So the door that they came from, is it still open?
Yes.
Okay, can I like see if there's more goblins in there?
Oh, you know what? Actually, I think they would have. Closed it behind them. Actually, the door would just swing closed behind them. It's one of the felted doors. So no, the door is shut. But they're the only ones that came out.
Let me. Do you know? Do I get to move on the spell freely?
No.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, unless the spell says that, then no.
I don't think it does.
Right. If that's the end of your turn, I'll have Grippo do another death save.
Oh yeah, sorry. I was gonna dismiss it and then go over and.
Okay. Yeah, that's what I was asking.
Stabilize Grippo.
Yeah. Oh, nice. And he is stable. So you get there, you can make sure he's stable. Still unconscious.
Okay, well I'll just pick him up.
Mm-hmm. It's easy.
Yeah, I was gonna say not roll anything to do that.
No. And he's safer to pick up than. They're both pretty dangerous to pick up though, because Rupert has a loaded bear trap on his back, and Grippo is wearing poisoned daggers, just like unsheathed poisoned daggers. But for now, you can pick him up and move him. Yeah, okay. You're out of combat. What would you like to do?
I mean, I'd love to finish the long rest.
Same.
I think I need a long rest now, but I don't know. I don't think I can get one.
I mean, you can take a little bit longer. You can take like an extra, extra 3 or 4 hours, and get everybody a long rest.
Yeah, I mean, if Jeb has to take a long rest, then we have to take another full long rest anyways, right?
Kind of, not a full long rest, because the long rest is like the full long rest is accounting for the watches and
Okay.
the wind down or whatever. And I think that he doesn't take as long as you guys do to long rest anyway, because I think the kobolds do cat naps and stuff, so he just has to do a long nap. He does have to rest and recover, but it's not quite the same. It's more like it's closer to an elf.
Malthar would like to go up this way and to the room that Jeb told us about with the fountain in it, or the pool.
Yeah.
And Malthar is really just looking to kill the skeleton in that room.
Okay. You know where it is. He pointed to the direction of it.
Yeah. Can Malthar creak open the door and like kind of stealth shoot the goblin or the skeleton in there?
Make a stealth check.
Okay. Whew.
Nice. So yeah, you can creak the door open very quietly, and you see this skeleton tending to the pool. Just basically, do you have dark vision, Malthar?
Yes.
So yeah, you see the skeleton in effectively bright light for you, completely unaware of you. It's not. It doesn't have the stick anymore. It's reaching into this barrel beside it and sprinkling something into the water.
Weird. Okay. Malthar will line up his short bow and take a shot.
Go for it.
Does sneak attack apply?
It doesn't see you.
Okay. Whew.
You have advantage. Natural 20. Yeah. So hold on. This is 16 plus 13.
29?
Yes, 29. Divided by 2, I think, because aren't skeletons resistant to piercing damage? But
That makes sense.
So divided by 2, that's 14 damage. The skeleton has 13 hit points. So you hit it right in the head, and the head falls into the water, and the body falls backwards and crumples into bones.
Oh, that's fun. Okay, cool. I just didn't want the skeleton creeping up on us. Malthar will move back and tell everybody he took care of that skeleton.
Right.
Right, so what are you doing?
Malthar will offer to keep watch since he's pretty rested.
Mhm.
Everybody else wants to do the rest of a long rest.
Say another 4 hours will do it.
Including Jeb.
Including Jeb.
Okay.
I'll treat him like an elf. I think elves can do it with 4 hours. I'm not sure about that. I think the thing is that they need 4 hours of sleep, but like I don't know. You've done the. We'll say 4 hours. I kind of like Dungeon World where it just says you rest for a time. Leaving this room the way it is?
Yep.
All right. You move your tokens back.
Oh, I want to thank the goblin dog thing for looking out for Jeb.
Oh yeah, it looks very, very hungry, and it'll.
What do they eat?
Make a nature check or animal handling.
I'm remarkably bad at both of those for being a druid. But, yeah.
Well, it is an underdark creature, so you might not be
I'm
as.
very animal.
23.
Hey!
It eats primarily meat, but it's kind of an omnivore. You know that specifically goblin dogs, as you've more often heard them called, eat a lot of like mushrooms, and they like their front teeth. They have canines, but the two front teeth are a little bit wide and flat. Not in a way that looks abnormal, but they stick out slightly more than like a rat. They're a little wider even, and they scrape lichen off of walls and rocks and stuff with that.
All right.
So it actually could eat a lot of the stuff that's growing in here, but that's like time consuming. So you'd be better off just feeding it trail rations. It could eat that. Might not be healthy for it in the long run. All that sugar, and from the dried fruits and stuff, but it can eat that just fine.
But
I want my rations. You know what it could eat? Goodberry.
Oh, that'd be cute.
Yeah, I'll give it a good berry.
All right.
And yeah, I'm gonna thank it for listening. And it can understand me because I could speak to it.
That's true. Yeah. So, yeah, conversing with the dog in the way that you do, you can tell that it's not entirely sure where it is. It's glad to have food. It's glad to be out of that horrible room. And it'll follow you into this room if you take it. Do you? Are you just talking to it in this room, or do you allow it to follow you back?
Yeah, I want it to follow us.
Okay. It doesn't like how bright this room is. It's still following you, but you can tell it's very uncomfortable with all the bright lights. Even though it's not very bright for you, but it clearly doesn't like being in this bright area. You can move your token. Pilbo will talk to you as you guys are coming back and ask what happened. He heard noises.
We found a dog.
We had a run in with a cave leech, skeleton, and bugbear.
Oh, you didn't go there, did you? Oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no, oh no. Did you at least clean up?
We only met her recently.
No.
She's a writer.
Oh. This is very bad, this is very bad, this is very bad. Liz, you have to understand, we do as we're told down here, and things work out all right, but you can't just... Why did you go into the room with the cave leech?
Checking things out.
Please, did you leave bodies in there?
Not in the room with the cave leech.
Did you leave a mess?
Yeah.
Yes.
Can you...
Not in the room with the cave leech. There's nothing in the room with the cave
The room with the cave leech cleans itself. Don't worry about that.
I wasn't getting carried away.
We're not supposed to go past that room, and if you left a mess, more will come and they'll see, and they're going to search. They're going to search this place, and it will be. It's going to be bad.
Where should we put the bodies then?
Bodies? Oh, bring them in here. I'll show you where.
All right.
Please be quick and quiet.
Yeah. I think, I don't know. Can I carry a bugbear by myself?
You can drag a bugbear with help.
Oh,
okay. Well, I mean, remember, I count as a large creature for like...
Oh, that's true. Yeah, you can drag the bugbear.
Okay.
But Bilbo will also need help with the others.
Yeah, I'll help with the two goblins.
You can tell he kind of hates looking at these things. He's really disgusted by these things, but he's dealt with them before.
Malthar will come along and help to drag. Malthar will go up and grab the skeleton bone.
He's like, his eyes are darting between the various doors as you drag them. And he'll... Here, I'll move your tokens. together. Actually, no. I'll move Pilbo and the bodies. You guys can move your own tokens.
All right.
Malthar, when you come in here to gather up the bones, you can see the pool is kind of cloudy, but through the faint light that's being cast by the furnaces on the edges of it, they're heating it up. You can see 3 roundish shapes at the bottom that they seem either like they're either faintly glowing or they're transparent and casting red light through them. Like they're deep ruby red and they like shimmer. But you can barely see them because of the cloudiness of the water.
Weird. And when I shot the skeleton, it was scattering something from the barrel into the pool.
Yeah, it's some kind of like, it looks like salt.
Okay.
Like a dark gray rocks that dissolve in the water.
Yeah, I probably don't have time to investigate that now, but that is very interesting.
And that implement that it was using is like it's like a weird multi-tool where on one side of it it's kind of like a paint scraper, and then it has like a hinged thing. Can you see my camera?
Mm-hmm.
This is the paint scraper, and then it's got like a claw hook that you can like do this with to grab things.
Okay.
And it's got like a handle that you can control the claw hook. But you can gather up the skeleton, and all right, I'll move all the bodies.
Sort of like the top shelf grabber thing.
Yeah, it's exactly like that, but then it's just one grabber, it's just one hook that comes into contact with the paint scraper. Reveal. Oh, I didn't do the playlist, did I? He takes you into this mostly empty room. It has a couple shelves with some empty. It has a lot of the shelves are like covered in empty jars and vials. And he leads you in the back of it. One of the walls has been knocked out, and there's what looks like a natural tunnel, like a rift where the stone has parted from tectonic activity. The ground is
this post long rest or pre long rest?
No. This is immediately when you came back. Pilbo intercepted you guys. So I think Malthar, Naidaadi, and Oolon were the ones who plans to follow. If you're doing a rest, I think that the only one here who's really equipped to watch is the dog. So I guess the dog will watch. And it will. It'll watch. What? Yeah, I'll roll a perception check for the dog. The underdog. That's Nate. Oh, right, it has advantage because of keen hearing and smell, so that's actually a 16. Pilbo's kind of frantically dragging one of the goblins, and at a certain point he like stops and leans against the side of the wall and catches his breath for a few minutes, and then starts dragging again.
These things clearly used to be goblins, but what happened to them? Do you know?
I don't know for sure exactly. It's it's magical. He slows down a little bit. You guys, are you two following along?
Yeah.
Sure.
We've done some testing with it. He doesn't tell us much. I did some of my own testing as well. It's definitely an undead. It's undead in some way. They are plants though. The wood, it is alive. It's not quite alive. But the goblins, he looks down at this one. They're not in there most of the time, except when the plants want them to be, and then they come back just enough, just to get what it needs out of them, you know.
No, I don't.
Ew, so the plant is like controlling them?
It usually doesn't have to. They're, like I said, they're not in there exactly. They're not awake. They're not alive. Thankfully I haven't seen them up close much. I try to avoid them when I can. And to his credit, I think the master knows that, and he keeps them away from us. He keeps them on the other side of those double doors, and we don't go over there. These ones were already. He didn't kill them. They died a while ago, and he asked if we could. He asked for their bodies. We didn't really have any reason not to allow that. It seems he can use them.
So they were dead, and then they got the plants on them.
Yeah.
I see.
Coming down this hallway, the floor is pretty uneven, but there's like, he knows the path to walk. It's even enough. You can see like potholes in the ground that are like perfectly round, and just like the floor has been like cored. There's like a perfect round indentation that goes out of sight into darkness. And there's a couple of those on the ground along this ravine. And as you get closer to this side path, you can see an orange glow leaking out of it.
Out of the holes or out of the path?
Out of this path.
Okay.
You can kind of see it on the map there.
Yep.
A little bit of the glow. Okay. He with his hand he motions like downwards and like keep it down. And he'll drag his body in here, and you can follow. he's very slowly and quietly dragging this body and putting it here. And then he backs away very slowly. He like nudges his head in for you to do the same.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Malthar will slowly carry the pile of bones over there and set it down quietly.
It's pretty bright in here as you come in, and you can see it's also pretty warm. You can feel warmth radiating from this back corner here, and one of those cores in the wall, one of those holes, is glowing very brightly with a white hot light in this back corner. You leave the bones here. Back out. Pilbo will take the next one, but he can't carry the bugbear.
I'll get the bugbear.
Okay. I will hold an action to dash in and grab someone in case everything goes wrong.
Nice. You can hold the dash action, which will get you in there.
Okay.
And then from there. Well, if you have enough movement with the dash, yeah. Oolon, you come in and lug the bugbear in, and as you set it down and it flops onto the ground, the room starts to get a little hotter, and that bright light kind of becomes a little blinding. Do you leave?
Yeah.
All right. You leave, and the light continues to get a little hotter, and Pilbo calmly kind of beckons you back this way.
There's so many secrets in this place.
There's like a 10-foot high. I think it's like 5 feet, so you could pretty easily like get up and look. You don't even have to climb. You can see there's a path here. Oops, it's dark though. There's another one here. They're at slightly different heights. They look like they used to be connected, but at some point in this place's history, the natural stone here split and separated the paths.
You said there was those round boreholes all the way up and down this crack here. Can Malthar examine one of those?
Yes, make a investigation check. Your dark vision goes 60 feet. If you get up to the hole and look in, you can you look into the hole, and you're not sure how far in it is, but pretty far in. You can see the back of it and something kind of shiny and angular at the very bottom of the hole.
Do these holes look natural, or do they look like something
They're perfectly round all the way down.
weird?
And there's about like maybe 6 of them on the ground in this hallway, pretty like evenly spaced.
And how wide are they? Are they like a foot across, or 2 feet, 3 feet?
They're like 3 inches
Oh, okay. Okay.
diameter.
Okay. I was
They're
imagining
not,
it like.
no, they're not wide at all, and that includes the one. Well, actually, because it was so bright, you actually couldn't see for sure if it was one of the boreholes that was so bright in this room. It's hard to look at.
Alright. Malthar will just leave that as another mystery for now.
Pilbo will actually lean back to you and say, "I think they're salamanders."
Oh.
Yeah, no, I want one. If only I had a top shelf grabber claw to fish one.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Reach in there and.
He'll show you in, and he'll say, "How long are you planning to stay here?"
Not much longer, just enough to
Okay.
finish the rest.
You're welcome, but I'm worried that it's going to get more dangerous. The longer those ones are missing. Keep the door shut if you can.
Okay.
And if you hear anything, don't come out. You can continue your rest.
Malthar will stay up and keep watch at the door here.
Okay.
Well, he'll keep the door shut, but like be alert for any sound of anything outside.
Is it morning yet?
What is happening in that room while you guys were gone? This is roommates are watching really loud porn. I assume it's a movie. TV show. So who's watching? We'll do one watch. Malthar, do perception. Oh, and actually, Malthar, also roll a 1d6. You do not want a 6.
Four.
That was the random encounter roll. You know, it's been a while since a random encounter. Roll another one. I'm giving you disadvantage on this.
1.
Okay. Nothing disturbs your rest. You get that extra 4 hours. What do you want to do? Are you leaving?
Yeah, I think like back to before we did the rest, my idea was to ask the goblins for direction.
Yeah, you can talk to the only one that has any interest in talking to you guys is Pilbo. He's fully taken the lead on this. He hasn't been. He's been in this area where you fought the wood things, but he has not been past the cave leech. he asks you, are you planning to kill him?
We are here to investigate a blight that is permeating the surroundings.
Well, I think you found it. I should show you probably one more thing before you go. Come in here. He's gonna take you to this room over here, and pull a cloth off of the table in the middle, and you see one of the giant rats from upstairs strung onto the table, and cut open, and there's like a tree growing out of it, and he like pulls the skin aside, and shows you that like the heart is not beating, but he like will poke the tree a little bit, and the rat twitches. And he'll say, there is one, I don't know how to cure the blight, as you're calling it. Seems like an apt name to me. It doesn't respond well to fire. I'd show you now, but it would be loud and messy. They do become more dangerous when you expose them to fire, though. It hurts them, but they have a very strong reaction. They sprout rapid growth and exhibit like hyperactivity. They go into overdrive when they come into contact with fire.
You said that the goblins were dead when they got the plants put into.
Yes.
Can they, to your knowledge, can the plants infect a living creature?
No, we've tried.
Oh.
Per request, we were researching their, and I won't say I wasn't interested myself. I've never seen anything like this. But no, this rat was dead. He reaches up on a shelf and pulls down a little bowl with a no, he pulls a little jar, and at the bottom of the jar there's like a stick, like a spoon, a wooden spoon, and on the spoon, like all over the end of the spoon, there's this like dark, almost black, wax looking stuff, like a thick resin hardened around the outside of the spoon. It says, "This is the blight. This stuff. This is the sap of something. I don't know where it came from, but that's what was delivered to us. So, if you want to have a look at this, I'd be careful. But if you plan on ending this, I won't be upset. That would be probably a good thing. But please, please, don't mention me. Don't mention us. We had nothing to. We never saw you. How I guess, you know what, he doesn't ask this. With your insight, you can tell that like he was unsure. Part of what he was unsure about, he didn't trust that you were like trustworthy. He didn't trust that you were good. He also didn't trust that you were capable enough. But he's seen you guys like survive more than he expected. And that's partly why he's like trusting you more, that like he kind of believes that you might actually be able to do something.
If your people come up at all, we will say that we forced our way through and took everything.
I appreciate that. We might not be here if you come back through. I think I'm going to try to convince the others to leave. Maybe we can find Grenell and the others. I'm not sure they'll go. This is really the first stable place we've been able to find in a long time. But it's not exactly good. So, but thank you for the trade. And if you manage to do something about this place, thank you for that. And if you die here, sorry I couldn't help more. At least
Malthar will say that he's sorry we're evicting you from this place.
It's not your fault. Yeah, he doesn't have any directions to give out here, except that he knows that the, you know what, he gives you the little sample. He also will say that he knows that the plant things have a way of getting through the cave leech. They go through there all the time. So he doesn't know exactly what, and they go through that room. So he's not exactly sure why it ignores them. But nothing living has come in and out of there except for Belek himself. All right. What would you like to do?
Out of character, maybe this is a good point.
I think it is. I think you're right. I think it's a good time to stop, yeah. We've been going for a while. Thank you for... I wanted to say, if you ever feel like it's a good time for a break or a good time to stop, I'm glad that you mention it, because I just completely forget. I like to have a break, but then I just don't think of it. So yeah, this is a good time to stop. Good game. Happy birthday. Glad you didn't lose another Jeb. That was close.
Oh, that would have been tragic. Another Jeb.
Knowing that you were going into that room, it was like, it was scary, but it was also thrilling. I was like, am I going to kill him again?
It would have been way less bad if this Jeb had died.
Yeah. At that room, I mean, this is a warning for next time, and also to make you feel better about surviving it. That room fucking sucks. It's a bad room. You don't want to be in there. And it's good that you made it out. I'm going to show you some
that dog, I would have made it out unscathed.
Yeah. You saved the dog. You went back and saved the dog. It was like Alien, wasn't it? You went back for the dog.
It was like Jeb stuff. So I don't know, Alex. What happened with Jeb is that the dragon was knocking down pillars and stuff, and so the whole like space was collapsing. And Jeb was fighting it, and then there was a kobold, the kobold that I'm now playing, named Jeb, was in there.
Kobold.
He saved me. I forget exactly what. Oh, he came in and saved. He risked his life to come.
He used one of your healing potions. Yeah.
Yeah, when I was like, and then in return, like the thing was gonna collapse, and so I could have gotten out, or I could have like maybe not gotten out,
but tried to help him, and I helped him, and it didn't work out, and it collapsed on me, and I did die.
Yeah. But
And
there was a chance to like drag somebody out, and I made the decision to have the kobold be saved instead of Jeb because it felt more appropriate. Because the last thing you did was try to save the kobold, and you rolled a natural one, so I was like, I think you're gonna die here.
But Jeb the first like beheaded the dragon. As
You
like,
beheaded the dragon.
Yeah.
And I thought you were gonna get out at that point, so I was like, "Oh God, you're gonna have this dragon head that you're carrying around."
Yeah. And the room collapsed.
There's an
it was a
alternate.
very good
There's
day.
an alternate world where you kept that dragon head and you got a hold of this blight stuff and you got to like bring it back to life and have like a dragon cannon. So yeah, I showed you the dragon. I showed you a kobold. This is the cave leech that I used in person.
Cool.
What else is here? This is the hobgoblins and Dern.
You need a lot of hobgoblins.
And this is Grenell.
Yeah.
Oh, this is
Did
the.
it get confusing having just different smiling or
Not really, because I put a circle. I put a circle around Grenell and Dern. It didn't get confusing. The red ones are hobgoblins and the green ones are goblins. And this is the dragon priest.
Yeah.
I don't really have any others, I don't think. This is the thing that TPK'd in that session that I don't really count.
Oh yeah.
Spectator?
Yeah,
Wait, that thing.
they were level 3. So.
Didn't you draw that when you were in
New York.
New York with us?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's the one. I don't really count it as a total party kill because it was the circumstances. Oh, and on the back of it, it's another hobgoblin. I have to check the back of all these now. Oh, I found another hobgoblin. No, I think the other ones don't have anything on the back. Alright. I'll see you next time.
See ya.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Hi.
Have a good night.